the opposition has demanded more evidence from Justin Trudeau before they can really make up their mind about what exactly is India accused of. Daniel Bordman, Canadian journalist, is joining us live. Thanks very much, Daniel. Just trying to understand here. Today morning, Justin Trudeau said, I don't want to provoke or escalate. So what exactly does he want to do?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What does Justin Trudeau want? What is he thinking? The answer is no one knows. No one could possibly know. None of this makes any sense. Yeah, he's walking it back. I mean, he made a rather explosive claim and then wouldn't provide evidence. I don't know what he was thinking. Do you think, it's pretty simple here. Why are you starting with a fight with a major geopolitical ally? So when you start a fight with an ally who has similar alliances to you, those allies, you see America, Australia, everywhere else, when you say, hey, this country of 1 billion people that's your only possible hedge against China, well, they're bad because they'll undermine your sovereignty. That's the claim you want to make. In order for countries that are allied with both to kind of come along with you, you're going to need some pretty strong evidence. You cannot go on the just trust me, bro. I got the evidence. I'm not going to show anyone, but India really bad. So of course the Americans and the Australians and everyone else isn't going to cut ties with India to go along with one of the political fantasies and desperate ploys of Justin Trudeau. It's just not going to happen. So if you're trying to bring someone on to explain what Justin Trudeau was thinking, it's impossible. I would posit that the man is not thinking and hasn't thought this one through in the slightest. There could be some internal plays. He's deeply unpopular. He's underwater. Him and Jagmeet's coalition is 15 points behind the Conservatives. He does have some Khalistani sympathizers within his caucus. Jagmeet Singh, we know. So could this be a sort of ideological extremist motivation coming through the left ranks in Canada? Maybe. Could this just be Justin Trudeau being a bitter person that he was embarrassed in India? Maybe. Could this just be really, really bad intelligence where some random RCMP officer fell for a Khalistani conspiracy theory, which many Khalistanis still think the Air India bombing was done by the Indian government here. So did they fall for a bad report and then, pluck that above the rest and start a fight? All of this makes no sense. Justin Trudeau ignored foreign interference reports on China for months. We had evidence that a Chinese diplomat was actively threatening the family of a sitting MP who was tough on China. And when the evidence came out, it took him over a week to get rid of this guy. And he was only kicked out of the country because the pressure from the citizens on social media was so heavy that he was forced to get rid of a hostile foreign actor. So now he's come back a few months later saying, I have this top secret one report where maybe there's a potential link to the Indian government in a situation where a guy who is a Khalistani leader, India says he's a terrorist, we say he's just a nice guy who grabs AK-47s and shoots them off talking about ethnic violence sometimes. There's no way to explain Canada's actions.
So here's the thing, because I'm genuinely curious about how people in Canada are receiving this, how they are responding. Now, one would have thought that he would go public in the House of Commons, hoping to force the hand of countries like the United States, the UK, Australia, etc. Now it turns out, from what Washington Post has published, that he had already asked them, and they had said thanks but no thanks. Then what was the point of again coming out in the House of Commons and making the same charges which people have rebuffed?
I honestly can't. This goes against every foreign policy 101 book there is. There is no way to, again, as I said, if you try and think and understand Justin Trudeau's motivations here, you're going to go insane. You're going to go insane. There is no understanding this. You just kind of have, my advice to Indians is just treat this like a TV show. Canada's just a TV show and Justin Trudeau's just a character and he's getting on TV and he's saying things and listen, if the rest of the world isn't taking it seriously, you don't need to take it seriously. I have to take it seriously because I have to deal with it. But if he's getting on TV making wild, again, he's walked it back. He's fallen flat on his face. We have no leverage whatsoever in the international community to win this geopolitical battle. Justin Trudeau's lost a geopolitical battle to the Philippines years ago. So what does he think he can do to India is beyond me. The only explanation that is somewhat plausible is deep level Khalistani infiltration into the caucus that is driving some of these wacky decision making. But you're right. He knew he wasn't going to get support from the international community. That no one with half a brain would think that anyone would back Canada without evidence on this. And he still went ahead with it anyway. And this is sort of your classic Justin Trudeau, where I'm ideologically motivated to the max. I'm not going to think this one through. I'm morally pure. So we're just going full steam ahead without thinking about the consequences. And, he'll be out of power in 2025 and the rest of Canada will have to deal with the fallout.
But the very